like different nachos.
All right, you are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jeremy.
And woo, what a day it is today. Can I just say, we are all busy.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I have 10 things to do. Rachel has 50 things. Jeremy has
a lot.
I don't know.
I think it's an uncountable, we can't even
it's
count
still
that
growing.
number.
I'm pretty sure when I leave here, I'm going to have another list I have to go through.
And probably me too. There's a lot going on right now. One of the
I better not get a list from you.
Oh, no. Nope. You're not getting a list from me. Definitely not. But couple new things here on the show, actually. If you're watching on YouTube right now, or if you are watching on GCTV, you might notice a little bit different in what it looks like. It's because we got new cameras.
Yep, we got new cameras.
They look like little tiny R2-D2s.
They do indeed.
They
have
do.
Like a little eyeball and
They look like targeting cameras.
They that is true.
That's my concern.
That's true. And they also look like the two robots from Portal.
I want to give them legs now.
I do. I so do. So
give them legs and a
guns.
portal gun.
yeah, super cool things happening here right now, but the show is still going to be the same as usual.
Yep, and we'll go ahead and tell you what you can expect, and then we'll do our shameless promotion, and then we'll get on with the rest of the show.
Oh, yes.
So first off, we have our movie and comic book news, with
TV and stuff thrown in. You know how it is.
And after that, we have a very special segment. It's not really nerd news.
Well, it is.
It is?
Well, it's kind of.
I only see big, bold letters.
That's
Well,
nerd news,
it has
trust
to
me.
do with nerdy stuff. We had Creative Con over the weekend, so we're going to do a recap
Spoilers,
on that.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Just a recap.
That's nerd news.
That is definitely nerd news.
And then after that, we'll have your nerd vocab along with your video game news.
Yes, we will.
And then lastly, we'll have your technology news.
Uh-huh.
Today's show. And so what's our shameless promotion here?
Okay, if you don't know already, we do have a Facebook. It's the Nerd Edification Hour at Facebook. Yeah, because I almost went into a liner there because I've memorized it so well. That's just nuts. Wow. A little theater experience of mine showing there. Once you remember a line, it just stays with you for the rest of your life. But so on Facebook, you can find us on the Nerd Edification Hour. I post daily of, this day in nerd history. I might be starting up a new little segment pretty soon here.
Well, don't overburden yourself.
No. It's going to be kind of fun. Maybe on a monthly basis, I will do some, podcast recommendations that, because we're kind of a podcast stuff. So we want to, hey, if you like listening to us, or if you like this, here's some other things too. I like to help our listeners out, I like to give them a lot of information. That's just how I am.
Fair enough.
But if you'd like to message us on there, you can. You can also find us on Twitter, which is Nerd Edification.
At Nerd Edification.
At.
Don't forget the at.
Yes,
That's
that's
very
how you
important.
would tag us.
Where
yes.
I run it, but not very well. I have to
He's
admit.
learning.
I'm learning. I'll do like a random post at midnight, whatever, when I remember to do stuff. And then we have the YouTube channel, which I'm debating on whether to change the URL of it to make it easier to find, but I don't know. It's very
Strangely Entertaining is nice. I like it.
yeah,
It's capital.
do I want to change it to Strangely Entertaining, or do I want to think ahead and name it like / Nerd Edification Hour? You know what I mean?
Well, we'll that's
Because
definitely.
if I change it in the middle, it's just gonna mess it.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, if you're going to do other
Well-
things as well, you don't want to have it stuck to one name.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that we will talk about. But right now,
Well,
it's
one more thing I just want to bring up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Strangely Entertaining, capital S, capital E for the YouTube. I'm thinking about Rachel brought up somebody actually downloads the audio
Yes.
for the show, and I was thinking, well, what about SoundCloud? Would that work?
Maybe. We're going to talk about that as well. Coming up soon, recent developments. We might have this available as an actual podcast. Where yet? We're not exactly sure.
SoundCloud.
But we're going to
Because
figure it
it's
out.
free.
Yeah, I might be able to help with that. We'll talk
And
about it later.
yeah, Jeremy's going to help us out.
We
Okay.
have our own hosting as well over at zenspath.com. I keep hitting a connection, I think. Causing interference. You can find me on Twitter at Zenspath. Usually I'm just kind of on there chatting, just talking with people randomly. Our Facebook, facebook.com/Zenspath. And then our YouTube is ZenspathCOM. Is usually the way to find us on there.
We might be able to do some combo stuff.
Combo.
Yeah.
Especially for audio, we've got room for hosting that with my own stuff.
And there we go. So
And
we
that'll
have
be on iTunes and everything then.
Yeah, we have quite a few things in the works.
We are
So-
growing and developing as a show.
Yeah, we will keep you updated as that develops.
We'll try to.
Yes.
So,
on.
yeah, now that we've taken up most of the segment with
I think we're done now.
pandering, let's go ahead. What kind of German actor is doing what?
Falk Henschel. He was
I think that's right.
Yeah, he was in Transcendence and White House Down. He's been cast for the role of Carter Hall, a.k.a. Hawkman.
Not Hawkeye, but Hawkman.
No, Hawkman.
Completely different.
Completely different because it's DC. Yes, he has been cast as Hawkman in DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Henschel will first appear in the crossover episodes of both Arrow and The Flash,
Of course.
and then continue to in the role on Legends of Tomorrow, which is going to debut on the CW in 2016. Carter Hall is the Falk's interpretation of him, I guess, or whatever, is the latest reincarnation of the Egyptian prince who is fated to reincarnate throughout time, along with his soulmate, the character Kendra Saunders, who is Hawk Girl. And she's played by Ciara Renee. Like Kendra, Carter can access the powers of the hawk god Horus, for those of you who love Egyptian mythology, transforming him into a winged warrior known as Hawkman. So that's kind of cool. I haven't seen Hawkman around in a long time.
He's been around for a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
I guess they're kind of going back to the older style of him with the whole part of the Egyptian god. Because in a lot of the
I
newer
like
ones,
that.
it's an alien race, and they crashed during that time, and then kind of went on from there.
Yeah, I like that they're doing kind of a throwback because that's cool to me. They don't do that they haven't done that often. So that's good that they're recognizing where they came from.
Yeah,
So,
they covered a lot of that stuff on Justice League. That
Yes.
was a good one.
Yes, it's also a good one.
Cool.
And speaking of superheroes.
Yay, can I do it?
Oh,
I'll do it.
yes.
I want to do it.
Oh, no. Well, Jeremy's
Are you old
wearing
enough,
red.
Jeremy?
He's wearing
Okay.
red.
Well, he's wearing the wrong. He's wearing a DC shirt.
oh,
It's not right.
potatoes,
Are you old enough for
potatoes.
this movie, though? I mean,
All right, go ahead,
all
Jeremy.
right. So we finally got a clean release of the Deadpool trailer.
Clean.
Well,
Sorry.
they had the leaked version.
Clean.
This is by no means clean, by the way. This is
No.
what they call a red band.
Clean.
It's straight up. It's an
It's-
R-rated trailer.
Yeah.
But it finally came out, and it's showing exactly how Deadpool is. His sense
Exactly.
of humor, talking to it, a great joke about his own Green Lantern costume from a previous movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I can actually say on public radio. Everything else is pretty
Yeah,
much out
it's-
of bounds.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, you could find it on YouTube.
Just the
you know,
Googles.
yeah, or Google.
The
I mean,
Googles.
We have to recommend you're supposed to be 18 or older.
yes.
There's a green band trailer.
There is a green.
What is it,
there,
the title screen?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the movie itself is going to be rated R.
Hard R,
Like
so-
literally hard R.
Yeah, they're earning it.
Yeah, it's not. It's in no way, shape, or form going to be edited in any way for non-mature audiences. So
I know people who take their kids to see like the Avengers and stuff. Well,
This is
Deadpool
not
might
the
not
Avengers.
be the
No.
movie to take your
Th-
kids to.
This is not one of those
No.
films.
No.
No.
Well, they're talking about a possible February 2016 release for it, but this has got a crossover with some of the other comics as well, where they very clearly show Colossus from X-Men in it.
So I was gonna say, who is the studio that is doing this? Is
Fox.
it Fox?
It's Fox.
Yeah. Which is why they can bring in X-Men, but the X-Men have a huge history with Deadpool, so it's kind of nice that they're actually, even though it's an R-rated movie, they're bringing over some of these characters from films that they had not previously been R-rated.
I swear, if there's not a little tiny minuscule Wolverine cameo in some way, whether it's like a phone,
I think they're supposed to be.
Okay, he better call Logan on the phone. I'm just saying, because that is something Deadpool would do.
He should just have him to cut his hands off again or something.
Yes.
He's just constantly something with him.
Yeah, so it needs to be something, because that's one of the biggest characters that Deadpool just messes around.
Some of the funniest jokes I liked on that trailer, though, the only description I can get is when they're joking about how his face looks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's two of those, and I was just like, all right.
There's one that has to do with an avocado. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, 2 avocados.
2 avocados, yeah. No,
Oh, we won't. We won't.
Freddy Krueger.
no, my favorite line is make sure my suit isn't
Well, this is about the
green
Green Lantern one.
or animated, which if you guys did see Ryan Reynolds in the Green Lantern movie, which is DC, the suit is bright green, in your face green, like green screen green, and animated. Like, it's ridiculous. And I love that they made fun of that. I love that so much.
It's an interesting pop culture reference right
Yes.
there. Don't know if
Whole
down the line.
series, wow.
But let's move on now that we've unveiled the Deadpool
Yeah.
trailer.
Oh, so excited.
What's going on with the Spider-Man?
Oh boy.
Spider-Man's
I guess that
Another
would
possible take.
that would probably that would probably be me because Spider-Man's my dealio. Kraven the Hunter might stalk the web slinger on the silver screen in Marvel's Spider-Man reboot that they're working on, according to a new rumor. Heroic Hollywood claims Sony VP of Creative Affairs Karen Moy recently purchased a copy of the comic Kraven's Last Hunt on Amazon. How they get these records, I don't know,
Gosh,
but
well,
you know,
like stalkers.
that could mean absolutely
She'd
nothing.
be a comic book collector. I
She
mean,
just could really want that comic and want to read it. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but okay, Heroic Hollywood. The site suggests this may signal that Sony is researching Kraven, aka
May.
maybe.
Sergei Karvanov.
I don't Sergey. Say it again.
Sergei Karvanov.
There we go.
It is Russian, Rachel. You have to.
No,
Yes.
no. I'd rather
Well,
not.
I'm thinking of Sergei Aragonés, the comic book artist. So-
Yes. They're researching him, maybe researching him as a possible villain for the upcoming Spidey film. Since, I can understand where they're coming from. Since
Spider-Man.
Moy
my
does,
greatest play.
yeah.
I will
Since
hunt him down.
since Moy does oversee the studio's story department. So I don't know whether it means that that's actually what's going to happen. Probably not, or maybe so. But I honestly don't know. I have no idea. But cool, Heroic Hollywood. You are doing your research.
It would be
Thank
very
you.
interesting to see like how that story goes because
Yes.
like having Kraven as the main villain, I mean, it can be exciting, but then again, it could also be done wrong.
In the
because it's Kraven the Hunter, he doesn't have.
in
he's
the
not like a giant
the
lizard.
most recent Spider-Man game that's supposed to take place after Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Kraven's in it, and he trains you. So, and that I could go for hours about how bad the mechanics were on that game, but I'm not going to. So, I mean, that was probably the only game that I have played for like 10 minutes, and then immediately returned it.
A movie tie-in that's bad?
No, because the first Amazing Spider-Man, movie tie-in game that was played. I mean, cool.
The only really good movie tie-in I ever had just stupid fun with was the Wolverine one.
No, the Spider-Man one was super good. We're getting a little off topic, but it was super good because it had the original Spidey voice actor, and you could literally web anywhere. No, this one they decided to go all realistic-like, and you could only web where there's buildings. You know what that means? Oh, I want to go this way. Oh, nope, never mind. I'm going down this alley. Yeah, so... but I could go for hours. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to go for hours on it.
So what's the last thing? Some of the best news that we've ever heard on this show.
Caleb,
if you can't tell,
how about you do it?
You want
then?
me to do
yes,
it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll let you have this one.
All right.
We'll
I'm a
let
fan
you-
of this movie too,
yeah,
though. So.
we'll let you have the floor.
All right, so the sequel to Prometheus is reportedly gearing up to begin production at the start of next year. During its interview with Alien and Prometheus director Ridley Scott, Total Film Magazine let it drop that Prometheus 2 begins filming in January 2016. There's a quote saying, "I've got back into the sci-fi thing. I kind of adore it." That's what Scott told them. So yeah, if you were a fan of Prometheus, get ready for number dose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what they can do with it.
And
but,
the same guy, Ridley Scott, is producing Prometheus 2 and Alien 5.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a lot of stuff they can do from that point because they left the first one off on pretty much heading off into part of that.
Yeah, because according to this, the events of Alien 5 is going to reportedly take place after Prometheus 2, which, for a little bit of background, the original Prometheus film, if you recall,
these take place.
is a prequel to the first Scott-directed Alien. So there's a whole bunch of timeline.
These are pretty much the ones
stuff.
that take place first. This explains how a lot of this stuff starts, how the ship they found in the original Alien got there, how the xenomorphs came to be.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool. It's going to be cool. That's what I think. Super cool.
I'm hopeful for it. I thought the first one was
so
interesting.
hopeful.
But I heard there won't be any actual aliens in it. So
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
They say that, but then they had like earlier versions because every time the whole thing with the aliens, whatever their host is what changes their morphology.
Yep.
So you see them kind of progress even in Prometheus as they're going towards that, depending on what happens. So we could just kind of see what happens from that point. Because that's why in none of the aliens movies they've looked exactly alike because they've come from different hosts. Moving on.
Yeah.
interesting. All right, so that's it for that segment. That was
What is our
quite a
song?
long one. The song, hopefully I get this right, is Barbara Allen, by John Baez. Kyle, am I getting that right? You don't know.
We get
okay.
the shrug to the shoulders.
Well, we get the shrug, so it's a song. Enjoy it. Next up, we'll talk about Creative Con, and we'll be right back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio.
And we are back on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. My name is Rachel. I have next to me my good friend Jeremy.
Hello.
And then in front of us we have Caleb.
Hi, it's nap time.
Yes, it is. It is getting
Oh.
toward the end of the day and nap time is approaching.
But while I remember, make sure to stay close to our social feeds and stuff because we might be changing times once the
Yes.
next semester starts. So and stuff. And
Yeah, there's going to be some time changes and whatnot, but as
nothing's been cemented yet.
no, as those changes come about, we will keep you posted.
and we might even take a few weeks off. Who knows?
Who knows?
But we'll let you know.
The
when
nice
that
thing is,
happens.
unlike Doctor Who, none of us have to die for any changes. So.
Exactly.
That's
So
good.
good. But speaking of Doctor Who,
Yeah, see.
that is one of those things that people dress up at conventions.
I thought you were going to say they had the TARDIS there. 'Cause there
Oh,
was
and
one.
yes, they
There
did have the
was.
TARDIS there. And there was a multiple versions of the Doctor wandering around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely, that probably royally messed up the timeline for a little bit.
Well, they do it like once every couple
Oh,
seasons.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
all right.
I guess it's, kind of a reunion. But, yeah, Creative Con, I went.
I
All
did.
three of us were.
We were all there.
Yeah.
Let's say I talked to both of you.
Yes, you did. I was there a little later than I had wanted, but my costume turned out beautiful.
Her costume is great, and that was a pretty good costume.
Thank you to my good friend Angie Mulholland. She is a wizard with costumes. She is the best. She's
Wait.
so best.
Yeah, if you miss Creative Con, well, sucks to be you because it was awesome.
It was, and you should go next year because it's on college campus. It's only $10.
Yeah, it's only $10. Yeah.
And you get to see a lot of cool stuff, meet a lot of cool people.
There were actually a
Learn
lot more
some
people than I
things.
thought there would be there.
Yeah, you get to learn some things, see some cool costumes. I actually, I had gone to Pensacon, as you guys might remember, back in February, and someone that I had met at Pensacon showed up at Creative Con and actually recognized me.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was super cool. And she had, cosplayed as the same character that I did at Creative Con, which was Lydia. But she had done it at Pensacon, and it was just so great because it was so nice seeing her again. And it was so cool. It made me feel good that she recognized me. But it was awesome.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, they had a game room.
Yep.
They actually had a improv class.
Yes, they
which
did. That
I
was
got to film a little bit.
Yep, that was taught, I believe, by Jason Blanks. Yeah, he's
Okay.
awesome.
I was running around with camera equipment all day. It was quite tiring.
Yes, and we got to see a little preview of Avenue Q, which is premiering at Kaleidoscope this weekend, if I remember correctly.
Papa John was there.
Yeah,
If you don't know, he played
like Papa John.
the thief murderer guy on Spider-Man.
Yep, he was
the
villain.
first movie.
Fun,
Nice.
yeah. Fun fact: he is a alum of Gulf Coast. So,
Nice.
yep.
Okay.
And the Steve Jackson Games rep was there, and they were helping with the. And he makes them. They make the Munchkin games. One of their reps was there, and he was helping with the board game room. And there was a whole bunch of vendors, like authors selling books. And,
Oh, speaking of vendors, hold on one second.
oh goodness, I guess he's got something.
I know I ended up walking
Yeah,
out with some comic books and video games.
Oh,
Big surprise.
Yeah, I got I got 2 books while I was there, and I'm very excited to read them.
I say if you can't see, I got this Mega Garchomp plushie. That's one of
Oh.
the things I got.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's adorable.
Yeah,
And
but
Jeremy
it was
hold up the little Pokeball keychain. That's what I got. I got that too.
I got a Pokeball.
Yeah, it was all super cool. It was lots of fun. And if you didn't make it this year, definitely go next year, because I have a feeling it's only going to get bigger. Oh my goodness. And he got I
got some sort of weird ninja mask.
it's kind of Assassin's Creed-esque.
Well, there was an assassin's hood, actually.
Oh my. Caleb.
I don't know. Everybody says I look ridiculous, but that's okay. If only I had like a ninja outfit to go with this, which I
Goodness.
don't. Can you not hear me?
No.
Yeah, now we know what you're going to be for Halloween this year.
Or next con, actually,
Or
maybe.
next con, that's true.
Who knows?
That's true.
Or just how
But-
he goes home. I don't know.
But yeah, there was a costume contest, and that was fun. And then at the end of the day, we got to see the hydro flight thing that the
Which we
visual.
got rained out on. But,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was kind of cool. We got to see a little bit of it, of them essentially flying over the water with water
And lights.
And lights. It was really, really cool. And I wish I had gotten to see more of it, but I had to get home. But it was just so much fun. And like I said, if you didn't get to go this year, go next year, because it's only going to get better.
Definitely. And maybe next year will even be important enough that they'll invite us to maybe do some kind of panel or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. Something of that nature, maybe. Please.
Who knows?
Nice.
at least we'll cover it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. And I'll definitely be recording it, probably.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going around getting photographs and stuff, which we were going to put up. It was me and one of my co-hosts, Insomniac, Brent, was with me. So that's where we saw you guys, which I've got pictures of your costume.
You do?
Lydia Dietz from the animated Beetlejuice. Very specific on that.
Yes. And there's pictures, if you look up the Creative Con tag, which is CC 2K15, you can probably see a whole bunch of pictures on there of everything. There's some really great costumes.
Yeah, there were some good. There was a little Kiyoshi, which was so cute,
I got good
adorable.
pictures. Yeah, that was adorable.
That
And
was
there was like, I think I saw two Kikis from Kiki's Delivery Service.
I saw one.
And one of them was a little girl, and I had seen her walk in, and then I had seen her walk out. It was so cute.
Somebody was Maka from Soul Eater. Somebody was Plus Little Minun from Pokemon.
That
And
was
then
cute.
There was, and then there was the Spartan guy
Yes.
who won the contest because he
Right.
had glowing bits.
Right.
There was one, I can't remember. Oh yeah, there was the puppet from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
There
that
one-
was so creepy.
It was. It was so cool. Even in the box, in the little present, there's like
Yes.
a music
Yes.
box. I was like, yes.
And a lot of these were kids' costumes. And I thought,
Yep.
man, these kids are so creative. They're so great. And that's the whole point of the con, is to show off your creativity.
There's one I'm trying to remember.
Well, there's one over in the art building. One of the locals, I can't remember his last name, and I apologize. His first name is Brian, but
I got an interview with him.
yeah, I've actually known him since I was a little kid. That's what's really bad. I'm just blanking on the name all of a sudden. But he's been doing cosplay for a long time. He was in like Wizard Magazine and things like that. And
Yeah, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, it got to the point he would send so many of them in that he wasn't allowed to send more, so he would put other people's names on it. So I've got an issue that's one of their some of the best cosplay they were seeing. Most of the issue was him, just with all his friends' names. It was great.
Yeah, they had an exhibit over there at the Visual Performing Arts Center.
Yep.
It was wonderful. They're really great costumes. And I think my favorite ones were the ones from the Bond films.
Yep.
Oh, God, that was awesome.
Well, it's
But-
kind of funny. Like he had, was it Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy? But it was the original comic book one.
Yes.
And there was this little kid that came in and immediately looked at it and went, "Oh, it's Yondu." And he knew what it was. And then some older kids came in and was like, "That's not how Yondu looks. I don't know what this is." And I was just like, "Really?"
Oh, really? No, what was it? Oh, Death. I think the Deathstroke. Was it Deathstroke from
Deathstroke,
the
yeah. The
80s
original,
with
yep.
with all the sequins? Oh my God.
That's exactly how it was supposed to be done. Yeah. Well, all the ammo cartridges are Crisp
Right.
Pops.
Yep.
Yep. The way he did those.
Oh,
That's funny.
it was nuts. And like I said, definitely go next year.
Yes.
You'll see me again
Pretty
for sure.
I'll probably be there.
Yeah, I'll probably be there too. What do you know? Well, we're actually running quite long. We've gotten under the 30-minute mark of the show, but that's perfectly fine. We'll be doing our nerd vocab and video game news up next.
Yes, indeed.
During the break, we're going to play Could Have Been Me by the Struts. Rachel, I think you'll like this song if you haven't heard it.
Oh, I hope I
Oh,
do.
oh, yeah. And we'll
I'm
be right
indifferent.
back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio.
All right, and welcome back to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Jeremy Powers, and to my left,
I'm Rachel.
and sitting across from me.
I'm Caleb, the Super Ninja
He wishes.
Oh.
Wow.
Just because you buy the headpiece does not make you a ninja.
So
Yes, it does.
we have a very, very, very fitting
Yes.
nerd vocab today. Jeremy, why don't you tell us what a demo is?
A demo is a free and incomplete version of a piece of software distributed to increase awareness and interest in the full product.
Also demonstrates the technological advances that the hardware is capable of too.
Yep.
So it'll kind of
I
push
use
the
those a
limits a
lot.
little bit. Yes. So demos are really cool. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're bonuses you get for buying something else.
The best version of them was kind of the old shareware. That's how Doom and Wolfenstein got their huge appeal spread out.
Right.
It's people trying the first few levels.
Well, I remember back in the day when there was a lot of gaming magazines going out and about, and they weren't all digital and stuff like that. You'd get I think one of them then it was the Nintendo magazine. I know PlayStation had a similar product
Dreamcast
as well.
had one. Official Xbox, PlayStation had theirs.
And they'd send out this demo disc full of their upcoming games and stuff.
They still have most of those.
With those magazines.
That reminds me, one of the people I'm subscribed to on YouTube, Funhouse, they do a whole little show that's all about demo disc, and they call it demo disc, and they have like this book full of demo discs. It's so funny.
I think the last
Really?
time I actually
How
played,
about doing that?
yeah, the last time I actually played a demo disc is I had what game was it? I think it was my Mario Kart game. I believe it was my Mario Kart game, Mario Kart Double Dash. When I got it for the GameCube, it included a demo disc of Sonic Heroes, if I remember correctly.
I remember
Yeah.
the Legend of Zelda, the collector
Edition.
for
Yeah.
That had some demos
GameCube. It
and
had
things
the demo for like Wind Waker. And stuff.
Yeah.
That was some of
It-
the stuff you get through Nintendo Power.
Yeah, it was super cool though. Like I thought that was awesome, and it's kind of it. I mean, they still do it kind of the same way. I mean, Square is a great example. When they released Type O on the PS4, if you pre-ordered it, you got a demo for $15. So they still kind of do that. I mean, I believe the Master Chief Collection
Wait,
did
did
that
you play
with.
Type 0, or did you just get it for the?
No,
demo?
I've played it. I
how
am
is
playing it. Notoriously difficult, as I've said before. Yes.
Okay, I was just wondering because
Yeah.
I saw it pop up on Steam. I was like, huh.
It's difficult. I mean, you can set it to easy mode, but even the easy mode is difficult, and there's a lot of grinding involved of leveling your characters, like so much that it gets annoying. But that's
But yeah, I remember the original Crackdown came with the first demo for Halo 3.
Yep. And Master Chief
Zone
Collection.
of the Enders was Metal Gear Solid.
Right. Yeah, Master Chief Collection came with the demo disc for the multiplayer of Halo 5. So there was.
I saw the Brave Fencer Musashi that had the Final Fantasy VIII one.
Yeah. Oh, Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah.
Brave
So.
Fencer Musashi, I love that game.
Yeah, but demo discs are not really discs per se anymore, but they still kind of exist in a way.
Yeah.
And a lot of places that you could see demos now are at conventions.
Yep.
Well,
So-
yeah, that's all the conventions
That's
are.
all they are
It's
is
all their
demos,
giant
so-
demo disc.
But moving right along,
But let's chug right on into video game news.
Yeah,
and,
you want to talk about Konami?
I don't know if I really
don't.
want to.
I don't really want to, but
They announced the new Silent Hill
No.
and a new Castlevania.
No.
and what are
Technically, yes.
No.
Here's the catch, though. The Castlevania is a pachinko machine, and Silent Hill is a slot machine.
Oh.
And that's literally their new announcements for games.
You have failed me, Konami.
But they sent
Utter-
us a love letter,
utter-
though.
utter
Don't you remember
failure.
that?
No,
They said they love us.
no. It's a lie.
It's an abusive relationship I've
It
ever
is
seen.
so terrible. But apparently, the financial newspaper Nikkei
Yep.
paints a grim picture of the situation at Konami.
It's a jail.
Yeah, suggesting employee morale is at an all-time low.
Like a jail.
It's, I don't know.
Jails have more freedom.
Oh.
It is just, it's nuts over there. It is nuts.
There's just so much
basically,
stuff going on.
the original article was in Japanese, but was translated by part of it by Thomas James. Pretty much spent a summary that's unlikely to prove happy reading for fans of the company. It claims Konami spent more than $80 million on the development of Metal Gear Solid 5, which I'm not surprised. I mean, that game is huge. While it's unclear whether the ballooning budget was a factor in the highly publicized fallout between series creator Hideo Kojima
War, all out
and
war.
Konami, CEO of a Tokyo-based game industry consultancy, Serkin Toto, has claimed Kojima's fall from grace occurred because Metal Gear Solid 5 was delayed.
So it was delayed, so they just axed him off.
Well, it's kind of weird. I mean, they always delay them. I mean, a lot of really good games always get delayed.
Yep, that's just how it works.
We pick at each other a lot, but like every Final Fantasy has pretty much been delayed. Every Zelda's been delayed.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how it works. I'd rather get a better game at the end than something rushed.
I'd rather it be delayed than like, oh, we'll push it out now and fix it later, like a bunch of companies are doing.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom
still broken.
Really good.
Still broken.
Yeah. It could have been okay.
Could have been, but it's broken.
But the piece also alleges problems at Konami extend far further than just those being seen by the public, thanks to Kojima's visibility. Issues apparently started back in 2010 following the success of mobile game Dragon Collection. It was then the company started to see low-cost, high-profit titles as a desirable area for focus, especially when contrasted with expensive console games. With this in mind, it shouldn't surprise anyone to hear that the development on titles in the Suikoden franchise as well as Love Plus have both been halted, with the creator of the former having also left the company. Well, I mean, Love Plus, not Suikoden, but it's, I don't know. It's all politic kind of stuff to me. Gaming
pretty much
politic.
At this point, we're not going to be seeing any more Silent Hills. We're not going to be seeing any more Castlevanias. We're not going to be seeing probably any more Metal Gears after this, unless they're going to be
it's all mobile.
Quick mobile games or these other ones where they're just using the license.
So in other words, everyone who grew up with really cool, awesome Konami games, please hold a funeral for the company that you love.
Pretty much.
Because it's changing.
Which, this is one fear that I myself have with companies nowadays. Like, Konami is pretty much an example of what I really don't want to happen in the gaming industry. Everybody just goes to mobile because they're
Well, it's like for
quick,
years
easy.
Nintendo was holding off about that, and everyone kept telling them, "Oh, you're never getting anything right unless you do mobile." Well, this is what can happen if a company goes mobile. They could just completely stop making the console games and go just to that, or just quit making games completely and just use the names.
Go back to making cards.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Which would, oh man, that would. Whew.
But
we don't have to fear for that. Nintendo, they got giant gold bricks under the ocean.
They do. Moving away, though, from such depressing news into slightly kind of sad news for people who like...
Away from the depressing news.
I'm not liking this bit.
No. Like, Jeremy doesn't like it because he actually likes Peter Dinklage, but... I like Peter Dinklage, but I don't like him in this aspect just because I just don't. For a long time now, the world has laughed at Peter Dinklage's voice acting in Destiny, which, let's be honest, it's hilarious. It is so funny because it's so bad, but it's supposed to be bad.
It's a little robot trying to act like it has emotion, but it's just kind of supposed to be like that. That's how I always felt it.
Yeah, but it's the video game literally, and the place we pulled this from had the best description of Destiny, I think, that I've ever heard. Also, but I do like the game. It's fun to play with your friends, but the game itself is about the slow, inevitable progression of death.
And DLC.
Yes, and DLC. But Jinx, you owe me a Coca-Cola.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to just.
I think you owe me like 5 of them now.
I know.
Just get her a case and get it over with.
But the voice acting is going to change. One might even say it's going to become legend. Yeah. Bungie has recast the role of Ghost, which is replacing Dinklage with Nolan North, who is best known as the voice of Nathan Drake in Uncharted.
And the Penguin.
Yes. It's starting with the Taken King this September, and then North will voice all of the little robot orb thing lines. But then it's not going to just be for future dialogue. They're going to go back and re-record all of Peter Dinklage's lines and just put it in there in an update.
Well, that's one of the things that he asked. He wanted it to be consistent for the entire one, so they're having him redo the old ones so he gets those plus the upcoming ones.
And which is okay. They're making it consistent, but still.
I wish there was an option, though. I'd like to keep the original one. I don't mind if they change the voice actor, but I'd like to keep the original one.
Kind of like how they give you an option to play some RPGs either in English or the
Japanese.
original Japanese.
Exactly.
That might be an interesting menu
Do you
function.
want to play this in English or Dinklage?
Do you want yet another Nolan North game? Or Dinklage?
English or Dinklage? Caleb, I do believe that's the funniest thing you've said.
You say that about all my jokes, so I guess all my jokes are funny. So that's good.
But
no,
kidding. But moving right along, Gamescom is happening like right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
It is?
like literally right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Glad I was invited.
So last night at about 2 a.m. our time, they dropped the new Final Fantasy 15 trailer, which is mostly all we've seen is the weird wide open world that is basically 4 dudes on a road trip. But this time they dropped the trailer, and it's actually the trailer itself, which is called Dawn. It's set 15 years before the event of the game. The new trailer showcases the relationship between Noctis, the main character, and his father, and kind of gives you his perspective of where they came from. So here's how they describe the trailer and then how it plays into the game itself. In a matter of days, the kingdom of Lucius.
Yep.
That's not the correct spelling of Lucius, but I guess that's how they're going to pronounce it.
It's fancy and creative.
Oh,
the way they
okay.
spelled it.
Is to sign an armistice ending a long and bitter conflict with Niflheim, which it sounds very familiar, very close to a location in Final Fantasy VII, which is Niflheim. Ahead of the ceremony, Prince Noctis, heir to the throne, sets forth from his homeland to formalize the Union of States through his marriage to Lady Lunafreya, which also reminiscent, that name there is reminiscent to Final Fantasy X. Oh my goodness.
The connections.
Of the imperial province of Tenebra. The offer of peace, however, is no more than a ruse to lower the shield of the Lucian shield. The Imperial Army then takes the Crown City and its sacred crystal.
Crystal that connects to all the fantasies.
It literally does. In one fell swoop. En
all
route,
the crystals.
Yeah. En route to his destination, though, Noctis is shocked to learn that his father, the king, and his betrothed are believed to be dead.
Uh-oh.
Overnight, the dream of peace has faded into a distant memory, his world crumbling around him, and Noctis has not, but his resolve and his loyal companions to see him through the trials to come. So we don't even know when this game is going to come out. We might be lucky to see it next year, but everybody's like...
Everything is next year, by the way.
Yeah,
Literally
pretty much.
Everything.
Pretty much, we're getting more info on it than we ever have had before, which is nice. No release date yet, but I have a feeling, I do have a little tiny inkling that they might say something in terms of maybe...
Did you say inkling?
An inkling.
Inkling?
Yeah.
Splatoon?
Yes. Have a kind of a timeline idea of when the game might release. But yeah.
It does.
And Jeremy, this is a little more up your alley, this next bit of news.
Yeah.
Because it has to do all
you don't
with
want to dirty yourself
Microsoft.
with Microsoft?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You're the only one who owns this thing anyways.
Yeah, you are.
Well, that's for all of it. They're talking about Killer Instinct Season 3 will be beginning in March of this year. Or 2016, sorry. Don't know why I said this year. They confirmed during the Microsoft press conference, because they actually had an entire conference at this
They
event.
did indeed.
The company announced that while the next season may not be starting for some time, a new guest character will be joining the roster from today, which is Rash from Battletoads. Now, they've said that this is going to be kind of a beta test for him, so it may not be a permanent thing for him being in there, but it is absolutely hilarious to fight with a Battletoad. Though Killer Instinct is a bad game to have him in.
Battletoads.
Not a big fan of the new Killer Instinct.
Isn't that only on Xbox One?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why I...
Yeah.
Microsoft owns Rare, so that's why all of those are on that.
And Rare has no idea why Nintendo didn't buy them. I read an article about that over the weekend. Like, they literally have no idea.
Why Nintendo? Why Nintendo?
I kind of don't know why either, actually.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows why except Nintendo, who obviously will not say why.
Yeah.
So, but moving right along.
Speaking of
go ahead.
Microsoft and the Xbox One, Scalebound will launch exclusively on Xbox One in holiday 2016. That's a long time away.
But all I gotta say, dinosaurs.
It's a dragon. It's not a dinosaur. It's just a dragon.
Whatever.
This is a dragon. So the news was announced during Microsoft's press conference at the Gamescom 2015, like everything else. And along with the news, the upcoming title will feature 4-player co-op. Basically, at the end of the trailer, you can see like 2 other players pop in with their dragons.
Right.
But then you have 3 dragons fighting this one dragon, and
The last trailer I saw was what, E3 a while back, and
that was the announcement trailer.
It was-
It
it
looked
looked-
last year.
it looked more like dragons. It looked less like dragons, excuse me, than dinosaurs to me at the time. But probably because I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah, it was Well, they had the dragon literally right behind him, and it was just like, yeah, big dragon. This is scalebound. I was like, that's a dragon.
Yeah.
It's
No.
a dragon.
I think I was at work at the time, and I just wasn't paying attention to
Honestly,
their stuff.
I didn't pay too much attention to it because it was another one of those that was just CG.
Yeah, and
this time we actually get to see something.
Yeah, and at that same time, they also released the CG trailer for that one game that isn't even happening now.
Which sucks because that was so cool.
What is the name of it again?
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust. So sad.
Because I've been playing the original one again.
So sad.
But yeah, in the trailer it shows off the gameplay, and you're
Which is
like,
cool.
you're in this medieval setting, but then you have like these headphones and modern clothes on, so that's kind of weird.
It's kind of a mix of the two.
Yeah, it might be a mix, and then you're telling this dragon
Almost
to shoot
steampunk.
fireballs and stuff.
Almost.
But yeah, you're telling the dragon to shoot fireballs at your enemies, and the dragon goes and stomps on things. It's pretty cool looking.
I'm sure the action should be pretty good. This is from the same guys that did Bayonetta.
Platinum. They're Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum Games. So they're very well known for very fast-paced action
Spectacle
games.
fighters.
Yeah.
And
looks like an RPG spectacle fighter thing. Looks pretty cool.
Well, I'll watch people play it at least.
Yeah, it almost makes me want to get Xbox One, but almost.
And last bit, did anyone really expect a sequel to Halo Wars? I sure didn't.
No.
But I
guess
wanted
what?
it.
Guess what? We're getting one. It's coming fall 2016 from Creative Assembly, and based on what at least Kotaku has heard, which they're pretty reliable most of the time, unless they're
This is the
fighting.
part I didn't like.
It's going to be episodic.
Oh, goody.
But
So it's a point and click.
Well, a year from now, let's okay, guys. It doesn't come out until like a year from now, so it could change.
No,
Yeah.
Telltale's new game, Tales from Halo.
I don't know, man.
Point and click.
But
I'm okay with it being
know.
episodic as long as once it's done, they actually release it as a complete game where people can get it. Because that's how I kind of prefer getting them.
me too.
Because I don't want to get into the middle of it and then for some reason it's canceled or something happens with it and they just can't finish it and you're left with part of a downloaded game and that's it.
Well, in any case, it's going to be for the One and for Windows 10. So
All right. One quick thing just to add from that, they did officially announce anyone with an Xbox One is getting the backwards compatibility in November. And there's going to be about a little over 100 titles to start with that they're going to do with that.
cool.
So, okay, moving on.
So now we're on to our next break, and then we'll quickly talk about some technology, and then that'll be our show. Yeah. So what is our song this time, Gabe?
The song is Gold Leaf from Ori and the Blind Forest. Which is fun. And we'll be right back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. Okay, welcome back to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Caleb.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jeremy.
And quick correction, that was actually from Transistor, not Ori and the Blind Forest. I mixed up. I know. My credibility is just flown out the window.
So,
nobody can trust me anymore.
Yeah, did you know that there was a hitchhiking robot?
No.
Yes.
Well, there was.
I'm an engineer.
There was.
That was all over this.
Apparently, a robot named Hitchbot met a terrible fate in Philadelphia on Sunday, August 2nd.
Now, mind you, before she continues on this robot made it across multiple countries in Europe, okay? Across entire countries.
It did really well.
Now for the horrible part. Continue.
Yes, someone vandalized the poor robot after all these years of hitchhiking, apparently. After last year's 2014 trip through Canada and before that, some European countries. Like he went, the robot went everywhere.
Yeah.
And then he met his end in here, America.
Come on, people.
Wouldn't you know it? Come on, it's a robot.
Yeah.
Really?
There are two
Now, do
lessons
you know
to
how
take
it
away
died?
from this.
You could tell me in just a second.
Yeah.
The owners of the Hitchbot are not looking for the people who vandalized the bot, but instead ask, what can be learned from this? There are two lessons that can be learned from this. One, hitchhiking can be super dangerous. Two, people in Philly apparently have nothing better to do on a Sunday night.
Called out.
So mind you, this robot had all the electronics actually in its head. It wasn't just like a pile of junk. It was an actual robot people built. And it would do the thumb. It was, trying to hitchhike. It would give messages. It would track where it was. They decapitated it and took all the electronics out of its head and left it with a broken open head in a ditch.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people. It was a harmless robot trying to hitchhike.
So sad.
But it can make it across multiple European countries. It can make it through Canada. It's Canada.
Well, we
They're
don't
friendly.
have anything to worry about from
It just
Canada,
goes to show
He didn't
how
even-
we behave sometime and how easily we're entertained or what we need to do to entertain ourselves. I don't know. It's just nuts.
This is both
America.
bad and good because if there's ever a robot uprising, America will be okay because we'll just kill them with the first one.
We'll be fine. We won't be nice to the robot.
That calculator move, shoot it.
But in other technology news, Apple is in talks to launch a mobile virtual network operator service in the U.S. In Europe, Business Insider apparently has learned this. I'm not exactly sure what
I think
it'll do other than,
It's basically trying to be its own carrier service that runs on everyone else's.
Yeah.
It's like how Boost Mobile runs
So-
on
It's like
someone
a
else's.
hitchhiker.
Okay, that's
for
interesting.
mobile stuff.
So instead of paying your carrier every month, you actually pay Apple directly for all data, calls, and texts. And then Apple provides you with everything you use to get from your carrier, but the Apple SIM switches between carriers to get the best service. This might actually be a good thing.
But see, Google's already
No, it's
doing that
not.
sort of thing. So
No,
see,
why?
literally Google already did this, or they're doing it, and then Apple's like, oh, well, we got it too.
Well, is it working for Google is my question.
I'm not sure.
They're using it in a very limited function.
Okay.
This is something they want to have just be for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you're going from one type of phone on this one carrier,
Right.
and you have pretty much no competition at that point. They can set the price how they want. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
If they decide something needs to come off of there, it comes off of there. Same thing they did on the Apple Store when they decided certain games or certain content shouldn't be there. They just pulled it down.
That's nuts.
No say or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yep. That's pretty much.
That's it.
That's our
That's
news
it.
today. Yeah.
That's all, folks.
That's all she wrote.
Yep, for the last minute of the show before the whole thing cuts off, we got Ori and the Blind Forest,
Again,
Restoring the Light.
The real time?
the real one.
It's the real one this time, yes.
Okay.
All right.
And until next week, stay fancy.
Thank you for listening.
And
we
peace.
are. Yep. We are the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio, and we will see you next week. Hopefully.
Bye. Bye.